It's okay. It's the Kyrie and Clay show.
Does anyone know if players are shooting worse on these NBA Cup courts? I don't know if there's a correlation, but the court is just
What
ugly.
One thing I will say, it looks 10 times worse on TV than it does in real life.
I had a feeling. I actually was meant to ask you that because I have a feeling the TV, especially from this angle with the lights shining on
Yeah,
it, I don't
it
know.
looks absolutely awful. But when you're at the game, it doesn't look nearly as bad as you'd think. And if you're actually, because like they let us walk around on the court before the game, if you're on the court, it's like not that big of a deal at all. The only issue is like whether it's slippery or not. And it seems like it's less slippery than it was last year. Like last year, it seemed like dudes were
last
just
year
like
people were slipping all
flying.
over the place.
So yeah, it's really just a bad TV product, which is, not ideal since that's kind of like what this is.
What I don't get, I'm not a graphic designer. If you've seen any of our thumbnails, you know that, but I get wanting to make it unique and colorful, but does the whole court have to be a color? Can we just have like the painted area be the color? Can we get like the cup courts, like last year's cup court for the Cavs, where it was basically a normal color with the stripe? Looked fine. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, the stripe was bad though.
The stripe was bad, but less color. They're doing a little too much. Tone it. Ooh, Christian Brown. A little less color would be nice.
You know what I would think? If you did like the inside of the 3-point line was yellow and then the paint was like hardwood colored. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's all you need. Ooh, that was awkward. Awkward play. Did you see that the NBA is keeping track of dunk scores now?
What do you mean?
Like I should have done a deep dive into the methodology here, but like if you go to the NBA,
you're behind now.
If you go to the NBA stats, there's like a dunk score so like it's basically like a dunk rating. So Christian Brown's dunk on Rudy Gobert from earlier in the year might have the best score of the season.
Who decides these things?
I don't know, but there's like style points, how high you jumped, the defense that was played. I was mentioning yesterday on the stream with Mike is that I was looking at some of the dunks just out of curiosity, and one of them was like it was one of the highest rated style dunks, and it was Zubac catching like a one-handed lob. I was like, get out of here! This is not one of the most stylistic dunks.
They probably have like AI doing it. So like,
I don't think it's like rating,
if it's like one hand, like probably like criteria, like one hand, alley-oop, somebody in the restricted area, something like that, which is just kind of like, that's probably like how they're doing it, like trying to do it objectively.
Get in the chat if anyone's curious. Jared Allen's dunk against New Orleans had a pretty good score. John Collins' dunk against Chicago was number one, actually. Christian Brown's fourth. But yeah, they have jump, power, and style, and defense.
Wow.
There's a lot vertical. Of stuff there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's interesting. So,
which one was Jared Allen's against New Orleans?
He's like maybe 10th down this list. 1, 2.
Right, but which one was that?
Oh, it was the one, the most recent game where Craig Porter like passes it to him on a pick and roll, and he just explodes on random New Orleans.
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was fine. What
fine.
Game was it? Was it the Bulls game where the Cavs had like a couple just like nasty dunks in a row? I don't see that. Yeah, I don't know about this whole thing.
So, yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny. But I don't know. I want to know the methodology. Who's in charge of this?
But yeah, and I don't like the trophy at center court. They can't do the trophy at center court for like the NBA Finals anymore, but we can do it for like the whatever, like the in-season tournament group stage.
Yeah. I can't believe they don't do really anything for the finals anymore. It's so bland.
Yeah. They don't even do like the tag up here anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even get that. It just looks like a regular season court, I think. I think there's something. I forget what they do, but I know they put something somewhere. It's not enough.
It's bad. I should have just not said anything about Luka and just seen how long he could have gone.
I figured he was getting an early rest when we tuned in, so I was like, okay, he's not out there now. Can't wait for him to check in.
The Nuggets are a fascinating team. They remind me a lot of like.
Whoa! I actually didn't even see the play they were. Is that the play they were reviewing?
I think so.
Yeah, Denver's a fascinating team. Who do they remind you of?
2018 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, just one-man army.
Yeah.
They are really unique. They honestly, they remind me of another team in the NBA right now in the Bucks, but like better vibes.
Yeah, I mean,
slightly better vibes.
Also,
and Jokic is also much.
We also need to have a conversation about Giannis at some point in time. Does he suck? No. Does he kind of suck? Maybe. I think the thing about Giannis is that he's really good, obviously, but he doesn't do a great job of like making those around him like the best versions of themselves. I think it's just kind of the style that he plays. It seems like a lot of it's like, you know, it like I didn't really like the whole conversation. Remember when it was like Giannis doesn't have a bag conversation? I didn't agree with that because obviously Giannis is really good, but I think that his game being so like one-dimensional, and even though it is dominant, it's hard to like control a game the way that like Jokic does, or the way that like prime LeBron did, or like the way that like prime Steph did, just because it seems like it's all just kind of in isolation, if that makes sense. Looks like I lost Tony. Nice. Yeah, Tony died. I was waiting for some like pushback on the take, and I guess the pushback never came because he was just gone. So we're just gonna have to, we'll never know what he thought of that take. I don't think it was that bad of a take. I was trying to explain it. I just think that, anyways, I'll wait till Tony gets back.
Aye.
Dan says my Giannis take killed your.
Okay, wait, I have you muted. Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear? Can you hear? Yeah. Can you hear us? Thank you. We're getting some support in the chat for my takes. No, cannot hear you, Tony.
Oh boy.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay, hopefully we pull it together here.
I mean, if you
I
say
don't know how much of my take got out before I.
It got none of your take out because I just kept going because I have our faces hidden, so I couldn't like.
Oh, you didn't realize?
Yeah, I was just going and going, and then I was like, really? Yeah. I just silenced Tony.
Well, yesterday at the end of the live stream with Mike, we both couldn't hear each other, but I didn't know if I didn't know if he could hear me or not. So I was like, it was great doing this for the first time, Mike, all this. Then it was just silence. I was like, okay, I don't know if he could hear me or not, but good night, everybody. And then I sent a text in the chat and it was like, yeah, we couldn't hear each other. So if anybody was in there for that and it seemed very awkward, we couldn't hear each other.
I heard that. Yeah, that was kind of awkward. I remember.
Yeah. It's okay. You got to embrace the cringe moments. We couldn't hear each other. So
said,
or Mike just hates me. Maybe he was like, this wasn't fun. And I hate you.
It's possible. All right. Russ is cooking. Jokic is cooking with Russ. Russ is just kind of standing in the way.
Yeah, that looked like offensive interference to me.
Yeah.
As we all know,
yeah, that was Russ. He was just standing.
I have an eye for officiating.
Russ was just standing right there. Jokic was backing his man down, and Russ is like, "What if I stand on the block and let my guy double? What about that? Not that his guy wouldn't have doubled anyway, but
Russell Westbrook 200 career triple doubles recently. I don't know if you saw that.
I am so out on triple doubles. You have no idea. Oh, my Giannis take. We got to go back to my Giannis take.
Okay, let's hear it.
You didn't hear the take?
No, I don't know if you heard anything that I said, but I was on my way to saying Jokic and the Nuggets remind me of Giannis and the Bucks, except
so you missed everything.
I missed everything. All I was gonna say was Denver has slightly better vibes, and Jokic is also much better than Giannis, even though Giannis is unbelievable.
Yeah,
okay,
we heard.
I got caught like right there.
Wow. Got to repeat the whole thing. It was like 3 minutes.
Well, here, wait. I actually have good news. My internet cord is working again, so I'm gonna rejoin and join back. The green lights are on now, so I'm gonna be back in like 3 seconds. You ready?
I'll start my Giannis take again.
Yeah, you can workshop it one more time.
How do we feel about this Jokic beard, guys? I don't know.
Can't hear you. Can you hear
me? Yeah. I wasn't saying anything. What do you feel about?
Hold on. Something's wrong.
Oh no. Dan, we just want to say thank you for being at every single chat. We appreciate it. Even though, Tony's not at every single chat. You are. So we appreciate it. I just wish that other people here tried, He didn't even hear it, so it's fine. It can just be our secret. Jokic is just insane. Like, I know that's obvious, but I mean.
Okay. It's good now. I fixed it.
Don't tell me it's good.
Locked in. No, listen. Put it in the newspaper. Get through the rest of this game right here.
Okay.
First quarter was for experimentation. Now we're locked in.
That's good. I'm sure our mostly Eastern time zone audience will be sticking with us the whole night.
Guys, stick with us. We only get better as the stream goes on.
Or just just leave, but keep your
leave it on.
Yeah.
We'll talk you to sleep.
We're not asking for much.
Fear Sword After Dark. Did you see Austin Carr After Dark? That was great. He let it slip finally. He's having a great season.
I mean, he's a great guy.
He is.
I feel like I haven't seen a broadcast of a Cavs game all year because I'm either doing the playback
Yeah.
or I'm at the game. So like I'm never like locked into what they're saying. So and then did you hear about Brad taking shots at me that one day?
No, what happened here?
I mean, not directly.
Yeah.
Fear the Fro said, but I also heard from a couple other people. Like, remember I wrote that article. Kenny was talking about how the ball movement's warrior-esque, and then I wrote an article for Fear the Sword titled like "The Cavs
the
are the
new
new
Warriors."
Warriors," and apparently Brad just went off on how like he hates when people compare the Cavs to the Warriors, and it's a lazy media take.
Oh God.
And I mean, he could have been referring to somebody else, like the national media.
Yeah.
But I was the only one who wrote, like, because a lot of times, like, sometimes you get into like the media
he was
room
coming
and
after.
like sometimes you get in the media room and like everyone's writing the same story, and then sometimes everyone's writing something completely different. And I was like, I was the only one at the game who really hung on to that Warriors angle. So I was like, was he taking shots at me? So anyway, Brad's not on my good list.
Not to fire shots right back, but I don't think Brad should be calling anyone else's takes lazy. Okay, I've heard this man say some unbelievable things on the broadcast.
That is true.
I honestly, I like Brad. He's entertaining, but
I don't think he's entertaining. I'm not a
okay.
Brad guy,
I mean, I wouldn't have him as my pick for the color commentator, but I think he's entertaining enough. He seems like a good guy. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't have beef with him.
Well, the site might have a beef with him. It's
Jackson, you gotta handle that out on your own.
Well, man. I asked because Fear the Fro, Bob from Fear the Fro, he let me know, and I asked if he could be made an enemy of the pod, and he said no. So
dang, Fear the Fro left you out to hang there.
Yeah, he did. So maybe Bob might be an enemy of the Junkyard Pod, but
he did a whole hit piece on us.
He did.
That was hilarious.
He did apologize beforehand.
Yeah, we love Bob.
We love Bob.
Tim Bontemps, friend of the show, becoming a Cavs corner guy. I don't know if you saw his story after the Celtics game, but
I did. But then he walked. But then did you see his like trios ranking?
Oh no! Don't tell me.
He was like he had the Cavs like the best three players is like 9th behind like. It was the worst ranking I've ever seen.
Did he still have Philly number 1?
He had him like 4 or something like that. I was like, see, I told him on our pod. I told him. I said, Tim, your Sixers take sucks. And I was right. I've never been more right about anything. And then he was like, he was like, well, when they're healthy, and I'm like, first, like, they're never going to be healthy, but they suck. Like Paul George, people think Paul George is like OKC Paul George still. That guy hasn't existed in forever. He's a 3-point shooter right now. Like, that's all he is. He doesn't get to the basket. He doesn't play any defense. He's just a 3-point shooter. And you don't want to be paying $40 million for a 3-point shooter that's going to play like 45 games. So
the next few years of that contract are going to be rough.
This year's rough. Like, that's the thing. Like,
well, I still think he has a little bit. He keeps tweaking that same knee. If he can get that under control, I still think he has a little more gas in the tank than you think. But I don't think he's far from being in his prime.
He has. It's like Clay is still probably overpaid as like a full mid-level exception guy. But like when you see Clay now, you're just like, oh yeah, he's just like another dude out there. That's fine. Like, you're never gonna say anything bad about him. But like when he's making max money and he's just awful, it's like, hey, dude, this Clay guy, like, he's not the guy he was before. Like, and that's where, like, yeah. Anyways, like Paul George is just like, if you look at his shot chart, he is like never getting to the rim. Like, it's just mid-range and 3-pointers. And that's where it's like, you can only be so good that way. And it's not like he's like a plus playmaker or anything like that. One of the things that, what did Justin Rowan calls it, like the Jared Jack test? Where like if the other team isn't like mad that they lost a guy, then like the guy
Yeah.
sucks. And like the Clippers, Norman Powell on media days, like addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
that's
he's been right so far.
right. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then Joel Embiid sucks.
He's been bad this year. I won't take a victory lap and say he sucks just yet because he's a very talented player. But Tyrese Maxey's a very good player. He hasn't been healthy. I have a take to switch from 76ers talk to Cavs talk real quick because I just thought of this. Ben Pfeiffer shared it today on our pod that we did without you, Jackson.
Thank you.
Well,
Great invite. I'm just kidding.
You could have joined.
I know.
He dropped a take. Everyone's been saying Ty Jerome for Sixth Man of the Year, but he actually was thinking Ty Jerome for Most Improved in the true spirit of the award. I don't think
but that's not how the award works.
That's not how the award works. So that's the problem. But
like Darius Garland's more likely to get it.
Yeah, like Evan Mobley's more likely to get it. But it is interesting when you think about Ty Jerome basically being like a fringe NBA player for all these years, and all of a sudden he's in Sixth Man of the Year conversations. Is that not Most Improved worthy?
Have you seen the video yet of Ty Jerome just like shutting me down?
I didn't know there was a video. I heard your story. Comeback Player Award. Yeah, that would be really good. Elfrid Payton's gonna win it. I'm just kidding. Whoa!
Ooh. Where's that on the dunk scale?
Dunk score? That's that. See, some of the dunks have more than 100 scores, so I don't really know how they're rating it, but that's up there for power, definitely.
I mean, somebody's standing there.
Defense and power, it's up there.
I also think like Most Improved Comeback Player of the Year. I think those awards are kind of like I'm just not a fan of them.
Most Improved is just it's just a silly. The way we give it out is silly. Comeback Player of the Year, I actually would like more than Most Improved, honestly. At least it's a nice story. Whoa!
Yeah,
that was a hard fall.
All right, I'll send you the video. It's at if you go exactly to the 4-minute mark. So should probably send it to the chat. But then I got to go look it up on the.
I had a feeling it was going to be Spencer with the clutch video here.
He's the only one with the videos.
I see they give out those smoothies every Cavs game, huh? Big hits.
They do.
I noticed he had one.
Yeah, they all have the smoothies. I have to use my wife's computer, and for some reason it's like on Yahoo search. Yahoo search sucks. Like you can't search anything. It takes like 45 minutes.
Good pass.
All right. Send it to the chat.
Yeah,
if you go to the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, I discovered on the last stream or maybe 2 streams ago that if you plug a tweet into the chat, the embed that shows up, so you actually just see the tweet. It's nice.
Wait, can you say that again?
Yeah. Here, I'll just show you an example here. I'm gonna plug one of my own tweets.
Far be it from you to ever plug one of your own tweets.
Let's say I wanted to share a tweet. Oh, actually, no, that wouldn't be a good tweet to share because it's like I quote tweeted someone. I don't think it'll show. I'll plug the original tweet. Oh, but it's a video. I don't know. See, now it's a mess. It's a video. I don't know if it'll show the whole thing, but yeah, Dan already did it for me. But there, you get to see an example. It doesn't just show the link to the tweet. It'll actually show the tweet, which I think is very nice.
That is nice, actually.
You get the picture there with that thumbnail.
Both of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very nice. I'm like, okay, now I can, rather than trying to read tweets out loud and explain them to people, I could just plug it right in the chat.
That was so how they did that little zone defense beater where they just made 2 passes. That was reminiscent of the Cavs and the Celtics.
Yeah.
I have a story that I want to write. I don't know if I'm going to get time to write it this weekend about the Cavs defense. I already got all the plays from that Celtics game that I want to use and got some good quotes. See if I have time to actually sit down and do it because your boy is tired. But I do want to write it because I think it's worth it. So potentially watch out for that.
It's nice they have some days off, so you'll have time to get to it now. A little breathing room between games.
Yeah, it's just that the day job's been tiring. So that's
making them pay left and right.
Yeah, well, right now they're making me pay. Yeah, this Denver defense. One of the things that really gets me about this Denver team right now is they're like the 2018 Cavs supporting cast, where like they weren't like a really great offensive supporting cast, and they weren't like a defensive supporting cast. So then you're just kind of like, why are you 4 guys out here? Like, what do you guys do exactly?
Yeah,
that's the vibe I get from some of the Nuggets, and obviously the Cavs did have like specialists that were shooters, like
Kyle Korver. Yeah,
I'll say
I would have taken this version of Westbrook on that Cavs team's bench, even though he's not great.
Absolutely.
Just the energy, like he can do things. I think it was a good pickup for them.
I wish the Cavs could have kept Wade. I think about that.
I really think he could have helped. Yeah, I think about it a lot too. Ooh, Westbrook airballed the shot and then clanked one off the front of the rim as I'm hyping him up. But yeah, Wade is I'm not breaking any ground here, but Wade is a player who, especially that year, just get him to the playoffs. Get to the playoffs. He's going to help you. Even if he's not helpful all throughout the regular season, that's a guy who you want on the floor in the playoffs.
They had that like 12-game winning streak,
and he was involved in it.
He was really good. I just remember Ty with like he'd like sub him in with like 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and then just kind of like, all right, Wade, we're just gonna play you the whole way through. And he was good, so he would have been helpful because that bench sucked. Which isn't surprising because that team sucked.
Yeah. All right, Dallas up by 9 here, 7-0 run. Westbrook leading the second unit.
They're just honestly, I think the Nuggets, what they do is I think they try to just like stat pad Jokic's like on-off numbers. They just try to juice it by sucking as much as possible.
Yeah. That's what Westbrook's out there to do. To help him secure another MVP, the plus-minus king.
This is the greatest of all talk, Ben Colliver. He always says Russell Westbrook plays with purpose, not a purpose. And I think about that a lot because he does not, because, you don't want to.
Hey,
there you go, Russ. You don't want to like, like playing hard doesn't always mean it's like useful.
Yeah.
That was the worst coming around a screen I've ever seen anybody do with Russ there. He just died on that screen. Like,
yeah, there it is. Oh, okay. They got him someone who, someone actually wrote it so you could read it. That first picture, you couldn't even tell. They got him a whole billboard. Is that a replay? Okay, I was about to say, he just hit another corner three.
Are you like a 70-year-old who you have to like tell like, hey?
I was looking at the box score on my other screen, and I looked back and I saw him catching it in the corner again. Sometimes they show that stupid angle during live games. Kyrie. Ooh. Yeah, Derek Lively, better than Jared Allen, many people say. It's only 9 of object per. I look away from one screen and it's just game over.
It's basically, yeah.
See, if I was watching the game alone, that thought would have stayed in my head. But because I'm watching it with Jackson, I said it out loud. This is what being vulnerable gets you.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have figured it out on my own. I figured it out half a second later.
I'm just there to help you. Oh, I never unleashed my Giannis take.
Oh yeah,
My Giannis take. Well, I did unleash it. You just weren't present. Does Giannis suck? No.
No.
Does he? Might he suck? Yes.
No.
Here's why. Because one of the things that, like, unlike players, like, he is one of the best players in the league objectively. Like, you can't say that he's not. But unlike guys like Jokic, guys like even I think Luka, even though the defense is bad, unlike probably prime LeBron, prime Steph, a lot of what he does kind of just comes in a vacuum, and if you don't like it doesn't seem like he makes anybody else better in a way that somebody who is like such a dominant, force at one thing does. And I think that kind of bodes poorly for how he's going to age, because one of the things that I think that has made guys like LeBron, KD to a lesser degree, but Steph age so gracefully is like their understanding of how to play the game and leverage their
brilliant
talents.
basketball minds.
Yeah. And like Giannis just seems like it's just kind of like, I'm just going to put my foot on the gas and go to the middle of the paint, and do what I can do. And it's like, it doesn't matter if Dame's on the floor. It doesn't matter what situation I'm in. I'm just going to like do what I do best. And I hope everybody else can like make it work around me. And obviously Coach Bud could make it work. The two people they've had since Coach Bud can't make it work. So that's where it's like, Giannis is very good. Giannis is not somebody I want to see in the playoffs because I know that he's just going to like relentlessly just attack your team. But he is somebody who I am watching as like could like really fall off in a few years once his athleticism starts to like go down some, i.e. like number 0 on the court. I guess he's number 4 now. Yeah, I mean, the Bud firing, I never really liked the Bud firing. Did we just lose Tony again? Tony promised us that he would not leave, and here he is, gone again. I never liked the Bud firing just because I think the things that people didn't like were very much like rich world problem, or like rich people problems, first world problems. That's what I'm trying to say. In that, like, he got the most out of his teams. His like not using timeouts correctly in the playoffs and things like that weren't really like, I thought they were kind of overblown. Like, I get why people would be frustrated, but I don't think his teams underperformed in the biggest moments. I think that maybe he caused his teams to overperform, and that's what led to the frustration when they weren't able to like get over the hump, and they did get over the hump too. So it's not like that didn't happen. So yeah. Yeah, I get that, but they fired him before the Heat went to the finals, correct? Like, that was just an insane Jimmy run. And did Giannis missed a couple games that series too, I believe. So like they had reasons for it failing. So that's where it's like, I didn't really like it in the moment. I've always been a big Bud guy. I wanted him to be the guy the Cavs got. Obviously, you'll take Kenny Atkinson, but that's he was Atkinson learned from Bud. Was an assistant with him with the Hawks, so there is some overlap there. But yeah, I've always liked Bud, and I think he's doing a great job in Phoenix. I do think that this whole Phoenix thing is like fool's gold because the roster really sucks, and you're really leveraged on like two guys who are, like in their 30s, and can't stay on the court. So I don't think it's going to last, but I do really like Bud. Yeah, and one of the things is that like it's tough betting on aging stars, especially those who like don't get to the rim. So like that's one of the things with KD is like I don't think he can be the best player on a title team anymore in the way that like you can see a world that like LeBron is the best player or Steph is the best player. Just because KD doesn't get to the rim, he can't like everything is hard that he does, and like he's very good at it, but it's like it's just tough to like rely on that night after night. I think his perfect role is obviously like what we saw in the Olympics, where he's more of like playing off of other people.
Okay, I have joined from my mobile telephone device because I don't know what's going on, but I have no internet on either computer. So
Nice.
We're doing this one way or another.
Thank you. I appreciate your dedication. Have fun trying to see the stream on your phone.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Toughest of scenes. This is unbelievable.
Thank you for you want to try to like drive to like a Starbucks or something and see if you can sit in a parking lot.
I wish.
Yeah, halftime, just start driving to a Starbucks and I'll talk about Giannis some more.
Yeah. I was gonna say, please, no more Giannis talk, because clearly they're trying to silence us.
I mean, they're not trying to silence me. They're trying to
be it.
They're trying to silence you from agreeing with me.
Yeah. Well, I will say, hopefully, this is gonna.
What was Mike
or a jinx?
Hold on. What was Michael Porter Jr. doing there when they trapped? Oh no, Dan's back ahead of us. Dan, how does this happen? What?
See, I can't.
How did you get back ahead?
Well, I can't. I just have to click out to see the chat. Yeah, what a shot.
Dan said, if you're not gonna put in the effort, I'm not gonna watch on the stream. Ooh.
Yeah, I can see both now.
Yeah, but yeah, they trapped Kyrie, and whoever was up top was one pass away. Michael Porter Jr. wasn't denying that pass. Like, if you're trapping somebody, you have to deny the pass.
Yeah, otherwise you're doing nothing. You're doing a whole lot of nothing.
Dan, we can give you a VIP pass and you can watch.
Hook them up. Here, I can do it.
I already did. Yeah, you should be able to see it on the stream.
Dan gets the VIP treatment.
Yeah. I mean, everyone else gets the VIP treatment, but nobody else is a VIP. I mean, everyone else who's still in the chat is a VIP.
He's a VVIP, a very, very important person.
Sure, everybody gets a VIP pass.
Kyrie. Dan, don't be afraid to ask for anything. If you need anything else, Jackson's got you.
I mean, that's the only thing I can give you.
No. Just go. Don't be afraid to ask. You never know. You never know what Jackson could hook you up with.
That's literally all.
Jokic. He bought a horse with his first check. No. I don't know if you have the stream audio on.
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, let's see what Jamal Murray's up to, man. I've been meaning to lock in and watch some Denver games. So I'm very interested in them. Oh, well, that was ugly.
Was bad. Yeah.
See, Clay isn't trying to attack the basket right there.
That's the last thing he wants to do.
Not in the year 2024.
Jokic reminds me of if you've ever played a pickup run with this guy used to be a big in college.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of. But a guy who used to be a big in college in 1998. Where it's just they're not beating you with their athleticism, but
just bodying you to the basket.
Yeah, just doing that stuff. And then and then when you do poke it away from them, they're just I'll just walk up the court.
Yeah, you beat me. You got me.
That's the vibe I'm getting. But it's what I'm saying, it's tough. He has to do this for 40 minutes a night.
Yeah, at least I feel like it's probably less draining. Oh, never mind. Actually, I'm gonna take that back right away. I was gonna say maybe it's less draining playing with your back to the basket than what LeBron was doing, but you're taking a lot of bumping around down there is not easy.
That's not a Jokic jersey. That's a Melo jersey.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Because they never had those jerseys with Jokic.
Maybe did they do any retro nights? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm a big fan of the Raptors retro court from yesterday, I believe. Big fan of that.
Oh, that was with Corey. I talked about that.
I'm about to prove I have object permanence, by the way. I hope.
Those Raptors jerseys are absolutely disgusting. They're an abomination.
It's number one. It's a number one. See? This is for Dan.
Dan already told you the number. He's
I can't see the chat.
He's living in the future.
Well, it's number one. Yeah, Dan said 1. Hey, called it. Okay, so here's the thing. On the phone, you can either watch it in full screen or you can watch it with the chat taking up half the screen. And since the phone's already very small, I have the chat blocked.
It was a Jokic jersey.
See, they must have had a retro.
It was an Adidas, but it was an Adidas Jokic jersey.
Maybe it's custom made.
You can't make a custom Adidas jersey from the past.
Who knows? Maybe she's from the future. Maybe she knew.
I'm so confused. Maybe they just had those jerseys.
It's
no, they did have those jerseys his rookie year. It looks like.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like having a Ty Jerome number 2 jersey from the 2013 Cavs Kyrie type of jerseys.
Yeah, they did have those light blue. I like those light blue jerseys so much.
They're sweet.
Yeah. They should have never gone away from them. It is wild that they've had 2 superstars in the last 20 years and they're both number 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who was on NBA Live 08? I thought Wade was 9. Trying to picture who was on 8. Was Melo on 8? 8 is Howard? I thought Howard was later. I thought Howard was 10. I'm gonna look that up.
I was never an NBA Live guy. I was always NBA 2K.
I was a big NBA Live guy until 2000 I think like 8.
I think my first 2K was like 2K9. So, and I had that for like 5 years. And I had that until 2K.
Gilbert Arenas got. Oh, Dan beat me.
Michael Porter, big step back 3. See if they can get a run going, get it to within 10, as many greats would say.
Yeah, my first 2K was 2K8. But it was on 05. That was, yeah, I overshot that.
Ooh.
NBA Live used to be so good.
That was a sick one-handed pass right there.
It was.
My twin. Just like me, honestly.
Who said that you and Christian Brown look alike?
Dan. Not Highway. Dan Galinsky. The second Dan.
I don't know. Could
you have
be
to
lying.
You have to see a close up. Some kids. Actually,
I've seen you.
Some kids at the park a few years ago thought that I was Christian Brown. They're like, he looks like that one guy from Kansas. I was like, I am that guy from Kansas. They didn't believe me for very long, but
well, I wonder why. It's like everybody with red hair, they look like me, and it's like, no. Just because there's not a lot of people with red hair doesn't mean we all look the same. Exactly, Dan. What are we watching Attack of the Clones, Stoney?
Can we watch it on playback?
I don't think we can.
I don't think you can. When are you going to watch Dune Part 2? Before the Oscar season?
I mean, I'm not big into Oscars, so
yeah, I don't care either. It's been a talking point recently because Josh Brolin was like, "I'm going to quit acting if Denis Villeneuve doesn't get nominated for Best Director." That was nasty. All right, so an 18-point deficit.
Yeah, I mean, Denver has no defense. It's just a layup line.
Luka's not even out there, and they're just getting torched.
I mean, I think it's just if you have guys who can dribble, they're gonna get through Denver's defense right now. Jokic has been a little. I'm gonna say Jokic hasn't had his best stuff. Obviously 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists is good. But, it seems like
he's working for him.
Yeah, like he's working for him, but it's also like not really like, I don't know. You'd get those from LeBron where like the stats are good, but you're like, LeBron wasn't really that good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you're that great,
Right.
even your not good nights are pretty good. They're just not, not the same.
Yeah, it's just tough when your perimeter defense sucks. You have no good defenders out there.
You have no rim protectors either.
Well, I don't think Jokic is like a bad defender. Obviously
he's a big body down there, so like that helps you protect the rim a little bit.
And he's a phenomenal rebounder. So, but it's just tough when like he's also your only offensive player.
You're saying they should play DeAndre Jordan?
You know what? Why not go with the two bigs? No, that would not work. So
get Morris out there. He can still lock up, right?
Who?
Oh, I'm thinking Morris is on the Mavericks. Never mind. I know there's a Morris twin out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a gross turnover. Just loses the ball, gives up a run,
and then fouls.
Looked like maybe he had ball. Granted, keep in mind I'm watching on my phone.
This is not a good game. We did not pick a good game.
Hey, any other games looking good? My internet is still down on the laptop. This is crazy. I don't know what happened.
I don't know why you're living in 2006.
Seriously, this is crazy.
Let me look it up, see if any other games are going good right now.
Yeah, I
We
would
got
look it up.
Clippers 31, Kings 15. Don't really like that.
I know the Clippers have actually been good this year, but I don't like watching them. It's not fun. It's just like a soulless version of the James Harden Rockets. Different styles of teams, but it's just the same, like James Harden doing everything.
I'm a James Harden guy.
I
Always
love
been the James Harden guy.
in Houston, but it just feels like a soulless version of it. I don't know. I'm not with it.
Yeah. The Mavericks said, the point differential thing matters, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna switch it over to Clippers and Kings because
sure,
that's the only game on. So
I was gonna say, is there even anything else on?
That's our only choice. So I'm gonna switch it over to that, and I need to go get more water downstairs. So I will.
All right, go for it. I'll hold it.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna make you go solo for a couple minutes.
Got it. We're gonna talk about Star Wars.
I mean, I'm not gonna be gone long. It's just so jarring every time you switch to a different court.
Yeah, the colors.
I like the Clippers, like how it says Clippers. That's cool.
It's not too bright.
It looks like they're like in like a swimming pool, but
yeah, a little bit. No, I'm not a hater of this one. And the red and blue goes well together. The red on the side of the Denver court looks very disgusting to me. But all right, it's the Clippers.
We need to have a conversation about the Kings or just like the Pacers of the West. But
honestly, I think they were better though. I think the like peak Kings team that went to 7 with Golden State, I think they were better than the Pacers ever were.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, let me cook. Let me cook. If the Kings were in the East, I think they would be a higher seed than the Pacers. So pretty sure they've won more games than them. Maybe not. I don't know. But De'Aaron Fox is just a dog. Sabonis is really good. I feel like he does not get enough credit. Not the best defender in the world, not a great floor spacer, but sets some of the best screens in the NBA. Rebounds, plays physical as hell. Really good playmaker. I like the DeRozan pickup for them, even though it's a little strange. He's just a guy who can get buckets. He can create. He gives them another ball handler. Just someone who can do things. And then obviously they got shooters all around. They play at a super fast pace. Mike Brown has them playing this dynamic offense. They're a fun team. I'm a big fan of Light the Beam too. I think everyone is. If you don't like Light the Beam, I don't know what to tell you. The Clippers redesign is nice, and the Intuit Dome looks awesome. That arena looks amazing. The Beam is cinema. But yeah, now that Jackson's gone, it's my turn to talk about the Bucks. The only thing that I really had to say about the Bucks is and I'm not breaking any ground here either, but I think they messed up getting rid of Bud. That felt like a knee-jerk reaction.
Why are you just recycling anything that I've already said?
I thought you were gone, so it was my turn to talk Milwaukee. Listen, getting rid of Bud was a knee-jerk reaction. It's proof that the grass is not always greener because, oh my God, did they find out quickly that, who is it? Adrian Griffin was their first replacement, didn't last more than a couple months. And then we got to give the Doc Rivers experiment a rest, dude. How many times does he have to prove that he is not that guy? But more so than just the coaching, of all the players to trade, you trade Drew Holiday. out of all the players that you could have moved off on. Yeah, and I actually really liked the Dame trade at first. I thought Dame was gonna. I just thought that Dame Giannis pairing was gonna be so explosive it didn't even matter. But now you're looking at this team and you're really cooked. I just don't know where they go from here. I don't know. Like Chris Middleton, double ankle surgery for a guy who's already had a bunch of injuries. I really don't see him putting it together. Brook Lopez he's had some impressive games, but man, that supporting cast is just rough. And it's only going to get worse. Like Chris Middleton's not getting better. Brook Lopez he's not getting better. Damian Lillard probably peaked. I thought he still had a lot of gas left in the tank when he got traded, but it looks like he probably peaked in Portland. I just don't know where you go. You'd be such a better team right now if you kept Drew Holiday.
The problem with Drew Holiday is that there was a reason why they got rid of him, and there's a reason why he looks so much better with the Celtics. He was asked to do so much offensively with the Bucks, especially like as a ball handler with not a whole lot of like other great on-ball creation support, and that's just a role that he's always going to look kind of like not good in. Whereas like you throw him with the Celtics, and he's just one of 5 guys who can shoot and is just like able to save all of his energy on defense. It just looks a lot cleaner. So I do overall agree with your point that they would be better served with Holiday, but like don't want to forget that there's a reason why they got rid of him.
Yeah, but and I agree. But imagine if you're going to get a worse return for Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez. But if you had moved off of one of those guys, you build the team around Giannis is an incredible offensive player. He can give you stuff on defense too. Like when he wants to and when he tries, legitimately defensive player of the year player. You build around that. You keep Drew Holiday and you try to find offense. I just think it's easier to find guys who can score the ball next to Giannis and Drew than it is to find someone who can replace what Drew was giving you. And now you're just stuck with the corpse of Chris Middleton. I won't say the corpse of Brook Lopez because he's still been playing all right.
Say the corpse of Brook Lopez is not the problem.
He's playing pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you probably should have moved off of him rather than Drew. But
why do the Kings have 21 points halfway through the second quarter?
It's pretty gross. The Clippers' defense has been good, man. This year, they've been really good.
21 points. I mean, that's...
Look at that. Look at James Harden, defensive stopper.
I mean, he's doing right to him.
No, he just has that X factor. He's in the right place at the right time.
This is the battle of guys that Dan Gilbert fired, and the guy who Dan Gilbert fired twice is down by twice as much. So yeah, I do want to say one of the things that like the Pacers, it feels like I don't think they're going to look like world beaters in the first half and then sink in the second again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they blew the lead, though.
Yeah, but I mean, there was like a little stretch in like January, February where like the Cavs and Clippers were like the 2 best teams in the league.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were both killing it.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to look that good, but one of the things is that, like, I think about the Pacers, like, they were just killing teams with their pace. Ironically, last year, like, nobody was ready for it, and it seems like this year everyone's kind of ready for it. And it feels like we're kind of getting that same thing with like the Kings. And like I haven't watched nearly as much Kings games as I would have to like really believe in that take, but that's just kind of what it seems like. Also, I don't know if DeRozan always felt like a bad fit on that team, so that could be the case.
And the guy just made $500. $100 for the layup, $150 for a second layup. That's not a bad deal right there.
Yeah, isn't like Steve Ballmer like one of the most richest people in the world?
Yeah, he's just handing out money.
You know, this is like us giving somebody like a dime.
We gotta go to a Clippers game.
We should RIP, what was the Clippers SB Nation site?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's dead.
R.I.P. to them.
RIP to them.
Yeah, I mean the Clippers let Paul George walk, basically, right? Like they just did not even want him. That should have been a bit of a red flag. I know some people were sounding that alarm for Philly. If he was so good, why'd they just let him walk? They didn't want to give him the extra year. Was the deal there?
Clips Nation is what it was called.
Clips Nation, okay.
RIP.
They had a good run.
Their last post was about Russell Westbrook's debut.
Oh, it's been a little while.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. They can't all be Fear of the Sword.
They can't all be Fear of the Sword. Zubac is moving.
Yeah, he's running the floor.
Yeah.
He's happy that they're playing James Harden ball because he's getting so many touches around the rim. He's having a good year. Chris Dunn's playing well.
Look at all the good things that happens when you get rid of Paul George. I've actually always liked Paul George.
So do I.
Probably because he was like a foil to those LeBron Heat teams. So like, I feel like we really rooted hard for those teams.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of liked him. I liked his Nike shoes. I have a pair that's like too small to like actually wear for some reason. But I have them.
Listen, I'll stand by if Kawhi and Paul George. I know it's a big what if, but if they had just been healthy for a couple runs, I think they get a championship. I really do. I know they were healthy in 2020 and they blew it, but that was their first year together, if I'm remembering correctly. I really think they get a championship out of that if Kawhi and Paul George are healthy. Because the biggest issue for Paul George is that Kawhi was never on the damn court with him, and he's not a number one anymore. If he's the number two, I think he's really, really good. This year's looking a little different, but the last few years, he could be a great. That's a nifty looking steal. But yeah, I think Paul George, if Kawhi was healthy and playing his role,
insane.
I think they probably get a chip. So I would be so sick if I was a Clippers fan with how close she probably came.
Well, I think the whole premise was flawed because what made the Raptors so good with Kawhi is that they had like a perfect team, and then they just added Kawhi. Like the Clippers tried to make a team around Kawhi and Paul George, it's just tough because
I think they did a decent job though.
Well, it was just like nobody knew how to play together. It seemed like, even though, like, I'm not saying that they didn't put together a decent team, but like regular season reps really do matter.
Yeah,
and like having those battles. Yeah, and like the Raptors had like years of playoff experience before adding Kawhi. So it was just kind of like, hey, Kawhi, you do your thing. And like the Raptors also like a super versatile team. They had a bunch of guys who were like could fit into a lot of different molds. So you're just kind of putting one guy in there and just like everybody else is just kind of like coalescing around them. Whereas like with the Clippers, it was like, all right, everyone's here to like, just kind of play off of Kawhi, and we never got a chance to really like practice playing off of Kawhi. So it's just a lot tougher. Look at my guy James cooking.
I will say James Harden was robbed of MVP when Russell Westbrook won it. I understand he averaged a triple-double, so we all kind of fell in love with it, but James Harden was the real MVP that year.
Listen,
I was pushing that for the entire season.
Listen, I had some the year
robbery.
before the year before.
2017
The
Westbrook
2017, and in 2018 Harden won again.
2018 Harden won it over LeBron, which probably would have gave it to LeBron, but
I was pushing. I think I had some quotes, not some quotes, I had some articles for King James Gospel about how, because LeBron like led the league in like total points, total minutes, total, like basically total everything.
He was the definition of most valuable.
Yeah.
Did he play 82 games?
He did play 82 games.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like, come on, guys. How did he not get it?
Yeah.
Well,
it wasn't even a conversation. And then I was talking about his plus minus was insane.
The reason why he didn't get it is because they robbed Harden the year before, and so they had to give it to him the second year.
Stupid. He should literally have like 9 MVPs.
Yeah. Yeah, only having 4 with this longevity of like 20 years of just being one of the best players in the NBA for the vast majority of that. For the entirety of it, he's one of the best players in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA for the vast majority of those 20 years.
I think they're doing a better job now of like I think Jokic has a good chance of winning this year.
Winning a 4th, yeah.
And I think they're doing a better job of like having the best player actually win. And I think people are more aware of stats, and even in like 2017, like it was really just like what is the narrative? Does the narrative make sense? And that's really what it was before then too. Like everything was mostly narrative, but a lot of narrative based stuff.
Embiid winning was narrative based, though, even just recently.
Well, Embiid sucks. Like he actually does suck, and he's like, most of the time when I say somebody sucks, I don't actually mean it. We should do a Sixers
playbacks that they'll hopefully we'll get some Sixers fans in here to harass you.
That'd be good. I mean, I'm not saying anything that they don't already know, but Embiid sucks. The worst. Just literally the worst.
All right, halftime, we'll switch back to our Mavs.
Are they back? Because if they're back, we should go back.
I assume they're back by now, honestly. Both games have sucked so far.
They are back. Yeah, but like one game has Jokic.
Yeah.
And Kyrie. Never seen Jared Allen do that. Ooh.
So who do you think's coming out the West? Is it OKC? Is it that simple?
I don't know. I don't trust OKC's offense.
A little too Shea oriented. Hartenstein could make a huge difference for that offense, maybe. I think. He's a connector.
I think they really need like Chet, and I don't know how good of he's gonna be. Like their defense is insane, but like their offense has been so like not like the process is good, but like the results just aren't that good. They have a lot of like last year they were shooting above their heads, but it seemed like they always had like fake good shooters, and this year they're just like not good shooters. So they have depth, they have a lot of things to like. They are like the best team in the West, but I just don't really trust them.
Do you think Golden State has the chance?
No, because I don't trust their like interior defense.
They go up against Denver, it's over.
Right. So I think the West is like really deep. Like everybody's
very deep.
There's
so many teams that could come out of the West.
But I don't think there's like any good teams.
Okay. See, I don't agree. I think there's.
I mean, there are good teams. There are good teams, but I think the Cavs and the Celtics are a step above. Team. I think the Cavs and Celtics are a step above those teams. Like even OKC.
I don't think I would go that far.
The
I think
the
I
Cavs
think
are
OKC,
the Cavs are so good. Like
they're very good, man. But even if it was like, let's say the Cavs made it out the East and their matchup was Denver, I'd be feeling really nervous.
But yeah, because that's the other team that's the best player in the league.
Okay,
Like you should always feel
Cavs
nervous
Thunder,
against Denver.
I would feel very nervous. I would.
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
think
okay,
Thunder.
like OKC's good. Like I'm not saying OKC's not good. I'm just saying that like
Cavs Warriors. Are you taking the Cavs comfortably?
yeah. I mean, listen, okay, I'm not taking anybody comfortably.
Okay.
Okay. But I do think they are a better team.
I'd agree with that.
I think that whoever wins the East is going to win the championship. Unless it's like the Knicks, then I don't think that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Cleveland and Boston are clearly the top two in the East right now. New York has been getting it together, so they can make it a 3-team conference. But after that, there's a drop off. Just to be clear, just to give myself some insurance, the NBA rarely works that simple. So we'll see what happens when the playoffs actually start. You never know what could happen there. But
I don't want to sleep on the Magic entirely either.
Yeah, when Paolo comes back,
ooh, there's your guy.
Yeah, he's coming alive a little bit. Hey, 17-point deficit. This could turn around.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Murray keeps shooting 3 for 9.
Michael Porter getting involved defensively here. All right, you don't want to get beat off the dribble by Clay, but it's all right.
I mean, he did, but I think Clay just blew the layup.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on, Murray.
Ooh,
you gotta finish
that. That was 2024, April 2024, Darius Garland-esque.
Murray.
April 2024, Darius Garland-esque.
We're just last Tuesday, Darius Garland.
I'm mostly fine with how he played. I think a lot of the conversation about how Holiday and White are too tough of a matchup for him, I firmly disagree.
I don't think they're like, he can overcome it. I did see people saying that they're basically just a nightmare matchup for him. He has no chance. He can overcome it.
He got a lot of clean looks.
Yeah, I do think they might be the best matchup against him. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I think the Magic are a really tough matchup because they have that interior defense too. They just they have so many guys. I think Boston's defense is good, but I think what Boston does well is they just they're comfortable with every single switch because they have above average dudes at every single spot who are versatile. So they can win those matchups and it's hard to matchup hunt against them. Whereas the Magic, I think, just have way better personnel and idea down there.
Well, you know what? To that Boston point, we're mentioning Derek White and Drew Holiday, but in all honesty, the person who made the biggest difference in that game defensively, it was Al Horford. Dude was sliding his feet, perfect, playing perfect drop coverage to where he's giving up. Yeah. He's playing in drop. He's taking away the pass to Allen and Mobley, but he's also managing to get a hand and a contest on Darius's floaters. He blocked a couple of his shots at the rim. Al Horford was a difference maker in that matchup.
Yeah, he did play really good. He seems to always play good against the Cavs. It's he's getting revenge for the first 10 years of his career against the Cavs.
He's taking it all out on us.
Yeah.
I actually really like Al Horford. I think it's pretty incredible that he's still playing at a high level.
I really dislike Al Horford, and I do not think it's cool that he's playing at any kind of level.
I think it's impressive.
He's a under no circumstances do you have to hand it to him type of guy for me. His sister's always whining. Come on.
His sister's a little annoying on Twitter.
So,
although every once in a while she'll say something that I agree with.
Yeah, I mean, if you if you whine and say,
"Here they come."
I mean, it's more like here Michael Porter Jr. comes.
Yeah.
Were you somebody who wanted the Cavs to draft Michael Porter Jr.?
What draft was that?
That was a Colin Sexton draft, I think.
No, I wasn't. I didn't follow that draft class because we still had LeBron entering that draft. Like, yeah, we still had LeBron
You were
during
still
the draft because I
still
remember
a
Colin
child.
Sexton was like, "Well, no, my mentality is when the Cavs are good and they don't have a good draft pick, I don't care. I don't pay attention. This year I paid a little bit of attention because they were 20th. But like when we had LeBron, I was like, I don't care who the rookie is. He's not going to play. That changed quickly. I still remember Colin Sexton in his post-draft interview. Pretty sure he shouted out LeBron, right?
Yeah.
He thought he was he thought he was going to be teaming up with the King. But no, Michael Porter, he fell pretty far because of that back injury.
Yeah.
I was upset when they took I was pretty upset when they took Garland.
I wanted Culver.
I also wanted Culver.
But I think I got over it quickly because they had the because of all the memes. All the memes about the memes about Garland looking like Luke Skywalker, I think sold me.
His draft outfit helped. I was just sick because I didn't understand why we took another undersized guard. But yeah, I mean, he ended up his rookie season, as we all know, I'm sure he was like statistically the worst player in the NBA. But I didn't hate him. Like I thought he clearly had some skill. Listen, here's the thing, right? Because this used to annoy me with both Garland and Sexton. When you're a 19-year-old point guard playing 30 minutes for the worst team in the NBA, your advanced analytics are going to suck. So I don't know what are we taking away from them having a horrible plus minus, horrible net rating? Like that just does not. It's completely useless. So that like when they said he's the worst player in the NBA, it's like, yeah, he plays 35 minutes on the worst team and he's 18 years old.
What do you think about them just giving out like pictures of autographs of guys that aren't really that, like just guys on the team that aren't like Jokic? What do you think about that?
I mean, why not? They can't.
I feel like
Steve Ballmer, you know.
I feel like it's just really cheap.
They can't. Yeah, as Dan said, they're giving out $2,000. They can't all be Steve Ballmer, all right.
Like they're just waiting for like you know, because they have the social media teams there whenever they walk into these games, like at the tunnel. They're probably just like, oh hey, can you like sign this real quick? Like yeah, sure. Like it's like 1 second. So if they were giving out like Jokic autographs, it'd be like, yo, sick. But like, it's just like, all right. Still hate Deal or No Deal for the Cavs, and they're giving like Team Shop credit now.
Yeah, I noticed that in the last one.
They started it like in the middle of last year. They like switched it over.
At least, I think it was last game, Moondog finally gave someone a good deal. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that, but he's been.
Oh, I always pay attention to.
He's been lowballing everyone.
They did like one of the guys. One of like they gave the guy $500 on Veterans Day, or
yeah,
the one up close to Veterans Day, and he was like, "I'm going to give it to like the Wounded Warriors Foundation." It's like, what are you giving? What are you giving them, like a $500 Team Shop gift card? Like,
get a starter jacket.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's sweet.
That is bad. But the Knicks, the Knicks are owned by the Dolans as well. So, the Dolan family. I think I heard something similar.
All right, 8-point game. It's a 20-4 run. Denver getting in. Maybe we'll have a good game after all. Quick outlet pass. Here they come.
I mean, what is a dent? I mean, it's not an Avalanche because that's like that's the hockey
Too
team.
close to being a Avalanche. I don't know. Where's the Denver fans at to help us out?
Probably grinding over like Bo Nix tape.
Hey, Paolo. Jokic on the drive, spin move, open shot. Got it.
I mean, he could still be trash. You know, you always want to keep that in. You always want to keep that in the back of your mind.
Good defense. Look at that two-way play out of him. Outlet. All right, be patient. Knock it down. Oh, good luck.
That's very true, Dan.
Mr.
Unlimited.
Let me check on the chat here.
It wasn't Mr. Unlimited's fault last night. So you know we're regrouping. I'm blaming that on the weather, the schedule makers. You can't play the Ravens, you know, and then play like 3 days later. Like that's just rude. So, you know, that was a scheduled loss. That's fine. Arthur Smith, the Steelers offensive coordinator, he may suck. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
The Nuggets keep on coming. Down by 3 now.
Yeah, they finished the season with like the Eagles and Chiefs back to back. It's, you know, it's fun stuff. But also, you know, credit to the Browns because they honestly played a really good game. I thought that they looked like the team on defense that I thought that they should be the whole year, and not many people thought that they should be. Controlled. They did a good job controlling the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball. So, you know, got to give credit to them as well.
It's a good cut.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things that when you have somebody like Jokic,
yeah,
like I think it's just a
make
tier.
Yourself available.
It's just a tier above. This is when we're like him and Giannis' stats both look amazing, and it's like he's just like a tier above. Yeah, you know, just from how he can affect the game and stuff. What is going on? Are you a big Joker guy? It seems like something that'd be up your alley.
I feel like that's an insult. No, I'm not a big Joker guy. But I will say, Robert Pattinson's the best Batman. Heath Ledger's the best Joker.
The thing is,
I rewatched The Dark Knight this summer. The man was amazing. And I saw 10 Things I Hate About You. They played it downtown, one of their like Skylight movies. Heath Ledger just an icon. What an incredible actor.
One thing, I may get canceled in the
Oh, no.
I may get canceled in the chat. I don't get the joke. I think the Joker's a terrible villain. Like the concept of the Joker.
It's been like 20 years since we had a good Joker. I know people like the Joaquin Phoenix. The thing is, that's a great performance, but it's just not the Joker. I'm not a comic book. I haven't read the comic book, so I'm sure people might correct me there, but this is not the type of Joker that I think of personally. What's his name? Jared Leto's Joker. Get that out of here. Disgusting.
I just don't think the Joker's that interesting. Like,
I think Heath Ledger's Joker was just that good. That people got carried away with.
Didn't like. It was fine.
We didn't need to keep bringing him back.
Yeah.
I hope whatever the next the next Pattinson Batman movie.
We just lost
I
somebody. I can only assume it's because of they're just a big Batman fan who said, "I'm out."
Yeah, Joaquin's Joker is just Taxi Driver. Like it's a great movie. I'm not even gonna entertain the second movie. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I am a little bit of a musical hater. I think musicals are fine. It's just, why did they decide to make it a musical with Lady Gaga? I don't know. It's just not really the type of Joker that I think of. I hope that the next Batman movie picks a unique villain, something that we haven't seen. We don't need the Joker again. I'm excited.
Pattinson's Batman was phenomenal.
Dude, he's so good. I know some people say he's not the best Bruce Wayne, but it was only one movie. Let's see. Maybe he'll be better in the second movie. I thought his performance as Batman was great.
His performance as Bruce Wayne was great. I think it's just a different interpretation. Like, that's kind of what you want.
Yeah, and that's fine, right? Like, people seem to think that if it's not okay, I'm about to sound like such a hypocrite because I just hated on the Joker for not being accurate, but it doesn't have to be the same version of the character every time. I didn't like the version of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I like the version of Pattinson's Batman. That's the difference there.
Yeah, he was great. And he also had Jeffrey Wright. That was, shout out to Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, the cast was great all around. Really cool villain. The Riddler, very silly villain, but they made it good. They took like a Zodiac spin onto it, so
I liked it. Yeah, he was good.
Speaking of the Joker, Denver down by 4. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, what a pass!
Ooh. Oh, he missed that?
Yeah, he missed that.
I'm on my phone.
What are you watching on your phone?
Dinwiddie. How many times has Dinwiddie
I just realized
Mavericks?
we could blame Kenny Atkinson for the Cavs not having Luka Doncic.
Why is that?
Because he was the coach of those Nets teams.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I'm seeing your connection there.
Spencer Dinwiddie just nailing shot after shot.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. How impactful that game was long term.
Yeah,
assuming the Cavs did the right thing there and took them.
I mean,
could have got Marvin.
Who knows? Jeez.
Who needs Jared Allen and Evan Mobley?
Man. They could have got Trae Young.
I remember. Let's just thank God we didn't.
So many misses.
I actually like Trae. I liked Trae coming out of college.
I probably like Trae more now than I did coming out of college. I really didn't like him coming out of college.
It's funny, we're like the opposite there.
Thank you, Dan.
I really like him.
I'm a Trae truther too, in the sense that like he's always going to give you like a great offense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like his flaws, I think, are overblown because like one, he's not perfect, but I think the baseline that he provides you on that end is like huge, and like not many other players in the league can give you that same baseline.
I agree with you on all of this. I just hate the way he plays. When he's grifting. When he's not grifting, he's incredible and so fun to watch.
I mean, grifting is basically what he does because he's not that good of a shooter. So
he's an interesting shooter because he's like not that great, but he's also amazing.
Like when he had it going against he's just a big game performer. Like
he's the Russell Westbrook of 3-point shooting. Just because your volume's super high. Super high volume.
No, because he's had huge moments, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Westbrook's had huge moments too. Listen, the comparison.
I mean, not to the level.
Right? I'm just trying to tie it into the game. But Trae Young.
Yeah. Thank you,
He
Dan.
shoots at such a high volume that the efficiency is never going to be as good as you'd like it, but he's capable of just torching you for games and weeks at a time even.
Yeah, but
then
Russell
he'll also
Westbrook
have
can't
down-
do that.
Yeah, well, that's why I said he's the Russell Westbrook of 3-point shooting. I'm trying to tie it into the game. I'm trying to make it relevant. Don't get too stuck in the details here.
All right.
All right, they're back in his zone. It's doing good right now. That was cash.
Yeah, but Dan, it was a bad take.
Just like Trae Young, my volume with takes, sometimes you're gonna miss.
It's okay.
You gotta let takes fly.
Like you missed
let a
on
bad
thinking
take
that
hold you
like
back.
Tyrese Halliburton was good.
Listen, here's the take that I actually have. I don't remember if I've said this on a live stream or a pod yet, but what we just went through with Darius Garland last year, we're doing it to Tyrese now. The dude can play. He's gonna bounce back. Maybe this is a down year for him. He's gonna bounce back. He'll be fine. I think he's gonna be fine. It happens a lot with young players. They have their breakout year, and a lot of guys, it's not a straight line. They have that following year, there's a little bit of a slump, a decline, a step back, or even just they stagnate. I think Tyrese is going to be fine.
I don't know.
A year from now, we're going to be looking back at all the people who gave up on him, same way that we're doing it with Darius, I think. Or maybe he just sucks. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. I think he's just over leveraged on his 3-point shooting. And I think without that, he's just a fine player.
I think he's just a brilliant playmaker. He kind of has a lot of the same problem. He's actually very similar to Darius in terms of,
but I think
can you beat the drop?
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to with both of them. Is are you going to beat the drop consistently? I think Darius is a much better shooter. But Tyrese had that unbelievable streak last year.
I think the difference is that like Darius has been at his best because he's doing a lot of stuff off ball and stuff. I'm not saying that Halliburton can't, but I think like the situation he's in and kind of their like cap situation and stuff, to really like leverage on him being like a grade A superstar in a way that the Cavs are not leveraged on Darius being a grade A superstar. So maybe in like a vacuum, Halliburton is better, but I don't know if like the results are going to get like much better. Because like if the Cavs, last year when Mitchell went out in the playoffs,
basically the Cavs hadn't gotten Donovan Mitchell to begin with. He was built around that 2021 version of the Cavs.
Yeah, I think you're, those Darius Garland takes would be a lot different, So.
Yeah.
Wow, that was just like a Trae Young 3 there, if you really think about it.
Najee Marshall's having a big game. I don't know if you saw that on the bottom there. It's 24 points. He was shooting like 10 or 13, I think. Something pretty good.
Yeah, I'm watching the game.
Yeah, but you were getting a takeoff, so I just wanted to make sure you saw the stat.
I can do both.
Okay, you're a pro.
Yeah.
All right, so Denver fights all the way back, but Dallas kind of counterpunch here towards the end of the third.
It's easy to counterpunch when all you have to do is go on like a 5-0 run to extend the lead back to like 8.
Yeah, let's see if Denver can get a stop here. This would feel good to go to the fourth and stop. Nice.
We'll have a good fourth quarter here.
We got ourselves a game.
Can they buy Jokic some rest? He needs some.
Let's not forget Dallas. A lot of incentive if they care about the NBA Cup. A lot of incentive to run up the score here because the Golden State Warriors are 2-0.
What was it? Are the Nuggets out of it
now, right?
Yeah.
Denver and Dallas are 1-1 right now. I'm pretty sure Golden State just improved to 3-0. So you got to win off the point differential here, basically. Right. Dallas had a ridiculous plus 38 point differential entering tonight.
What is your thoughts on Jalen Tyson? Because we haven't talked.
Yeah, we gotta pod sometime soon to get some Tyson thoughts out. Listen, I think it is encouraging that the assistant coaches were pushing Kenny to add him to the starting lineup, because that to me tells me that Jalen Tyson's been playing at least somewhat decent during practice. Because I was
Tony,
getting worried.
they haven't had a practice since the season began.
Well, either way, they're clearly seeing something out of him when they're together, because
I think it's.
I was worried that he'd just not been showing anything since preseason.
I think it was just they wanted to give him a chance. And one of the things that, because Kenny also said
He doesn't
that,
need to be in the
like,
starting lineup to get a chance, though.
they said that one of the things that the coaches pushed for was having him.
They want a vet around him. They want vets around him.
Right. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but still.
And I mean, the other option was literally starting George Niang at small forward.
They've done that before?
The other option. Yeah, it doesn't mean you want to do it.
Well, yeah, but
You know?
anyways, the point is the fact that they started him and they gave him an extended run, to me, says that they still believe that there's some stuff there. I was getting a little worried after he's great in summer league, preseason didn't look too good, and then he got 0 minutes up before that game, which
Literally.
I think some of us had started to believe that maybe he'd get a couple chances. I don't know if he'd be a rotational player, but I thought he'd get maybe a couple, 4-minute bursts or something there at the start of the year. But he didn't. So I was a little worried. The fact that they put him in the starting lineup, and listen, that's as good of a debut as you could expect. I know it was against the Pelicans, the quote Pelicans. They
did get a
really
lot
an
of
NBA team.
Did get a lot of garbage time points though. Really pad the stats.
Yeah, but even during that first half, I mean, he's got a nose for the ball. He's going after rebounds.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
Getting second chance opportunities. Knocked down a corner three.
Just more so the 17 points.
Yeah, the points were garbage time. Most of them were garbage time.
Well, I think he scored like 8 points, and there was a time where he was like at the leading scorer. Because I looked up and I was like, Tyson's the leading scorer here. And then, Ty Jerome happened. So, yeah, I was encouraged. I think that I wouldn't get carried away. I need to see a lot more, but it was good.
It's a good first step. It's a good first step. It's kind of the same stuff that I was saying after Summer League, which is that this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it doesn't mean nothing. It's definitely something.
Yeah,
it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
If he had gone out there and just looked like a complete dud, then it wouldn't mean anything either, but it would be a whole lot less encouraging.
Yeah, I kind of wish he would have got more minutes playing with like in a system that would have made more sense for him. You know what I mean? Because like in the third quarter on,
he started having the ball.
Right. Like, which isn't going to be his role.
I do think the rebounding could be legit, though. I think he's got a general, just natural feel.
He does. And usually when you see that in like Summer League and stuff, things like that really translate over.
Intangibles.
Yeah, that does. And he just, he just knows how to get the ball. And they honestly don't have a lot. They don't have a lot of guys who just have good noses for the ball. That's where Dylan Windler could have really helped. Am I right?
Yeah. Listen, we talked about Dylan Windler last time. Talked a whole lot about him.
Really? Ooh. Oh, he was
close. They should review it, huh?
Yeah, bad news, Dan. They play the Raptors on Sunday, so that's another G League level team. The Raptors 905.
DeAndre Jordan time. Let's go, baby. Great defense. Man, smothered him.
Do they have the 10th best defense over the last couple games? Who did they beat? Oh, yeah, they did. They did play really good against the Celtics.
I haven't watched that.
That's the only time I've seen them play recently. Was I played?
I listen to No Dunks, and they mention them.
Bang.
Ooh, that hurts.
That was such a pure swish.
The Westbrook DeAndre Jordan minutes, it's just tough when you're starting off the fourth quarter with that your lineup. And I'm a guy who likes Westbrook.
Ooh.
Bang! There we go.
He said, what'd you say, Tony?
Yes.
Take
3 points to the bank.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I said, like, how do they perform in non-Jokic minutes? And one of the things that's crazy is when you have a player like Jokic, every time he's not on the court, like, it seems like they haven't had Jokic on the court for, like, 20 minutes, and it's been, like, a minute and 30 seconds-ish. So... It looks so much more disrespectful how they didn't cover him when you see it from, like, the floor cam.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I know that look before because I've gotten that look before.
See, trapping Jamal Murray just feels rude. Westbrook.
I've heard he's like the Trae Young of guys playing, and I really see where that's coming from. You just had to articulate that a little better.
Listen, Trae Young is the Russell Westbrook of 3-point shooting, is what I'm saying. You got it. If you're gonna repeat my bad take, at least do it justice.
I mean, I don't know if I can do your bad take justice. That's kind of the thing.
Trae Young can put up numbers, but how much of an impact is he having on winning? Probably not much. There you go.
No.
That's better articulated.
No,
it's true.
No.
It's true. Trae Young can average 28 and 12 assists, but is this team ever going to have a chance of winning anything meaningful? No.
I mean, they have nobody. They've never put anybody around him that makes sense. Like,
if he's your best player, you're not.
He helps your offense.
If he's your best player,
thank you,
you're
Dan.
not winning a championship.
You can't say that. Like, he helps he makes an offense elite all to himself. It's not his fault that, like, they haven't every single move they've made to try to, like, make it a better defense has just been, like, absolutely horrible. Like DeAndre Hunter
for the defense.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, DeAndre Hunter turned out to, like, not be an NBA player like they thought he would be. Jarrett Culver was actually not an NBA player, like.
Listen, Westbrook's about
Dejounte
right here.
Like DeJounte Murray, turns out he's just, like, not good.
Ooh, I was dissing the Westbrook Jordan minutes, and look at this. You're winning the non-Jokic minutes right now. 8-1 run. That's huge.
Okongwu does not turn into the defensive center. I mean,
I still like him, though.
Like him as, like, a second center?
Probably, but
yeah, I mean, as a second center, that's fine. But, like, he was in the draft. He was in the draft before Mobley. Center. He's not a tween. He's not like a power forward from an offensive standpoint. Anyways, like, you see the vision of what they were trying to get, and if, like, they got the idealized versions of Hunter, Culver, Okongwu, you have a squad there, I think, because Trae can elevate the offense. The defense, you just have some dudes around them. But, like, you can't make it work with, like, just a bunch of guys who aren't any good. So,
Oh, yeah, they fly. What the hell?
But yeah, they did get the worst case scenario. So yeah, it's 2 against 1 here. Sorry, Tony.
All right, if Dan's
battle
against me, then I gotta admit when I'm wrong. Let's lock into this game. This is a good game. Murray, the one-legged runner. Don't love that shot. Oof. Did he get hurt? Yeah, he's okay. Whoa.
Ooh. At least,
This two streams in a row, we saw a guy land on his tailbone.
landing on your tailbone is not good.
Hurts.
Yeah.
Hurts. I was in a gym class, I think, my junior year, maybe. And it was one of the best days of the year because we're playing basketball. And we're doing some, like, it was like some shooting thing where, like, there's, you know, multiple baskets. You can make the most shots or whatever. And someone's ball rolled onto my area. And I landed on the ball, like, after taking a jump shot. And I, like, spun out and landed right on my tailbone like that. It literally hurt for, like, a week.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, maybe that injury kept you from being the real Christian Brown.
Yeah,
they could have.
That was my downfall.
People could have gone to Christian Brown in the, you know, at the gym and said, "Are you Tony Pesta?" But now it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking to think what could have been. I also I fractured my wrist taking a charge, and I wasn't even trying to take the damn charge. Not in gym class, for the record. It was an actual game, but yeah, I was playing defense. You know, I was just standing there, and he trucked right through me, and I landed and broke my wrist. So that was the end of my career right there.
How do you break your wrist taking a charge? Because that's why you have your hand. You have your hand in front of you, so you don't do that.
I wasn't attempting to take a charge.
Oh,
I was just
got ran over.
And he just ran out of control straight into me. It was at like the 3-point line. It wasn't like in the paint. It was just like a transition. Yeah.
I can still be in the Reddit group for people who've never broken anything.
Good for you, man.
Well, shout out to Rocky.
That was dangerous.
It's not dangerous if you're Rocky. He looks pretty tired though.
Have you seen the video? I think it's Rocky when he comes down from like the top of the arena.
Yeah,
but I think
that's not good.
Out.
That's not good.
This is kind of crazy. With the mascot gloves on, like you don't got the best grip in those.
You didn't chase him all the way to the top.
This is good entertainment in the arena.
What is he holding? A bat?
Oh, he almost took it. He almost took a spill on the stairs of all ways to fall. Oh, man, that turkey's screwed.
Last row. Oh! Why is he beating the crap out of the turkey?
He's still going at him.
Yeah.
Shattered your wrist flipping a buggy. Ooh.
This doesn't sound fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun breaking bones.
Also, turkey, not a good food. Sorry.
I agree with you there. Not a big fan.
It's not good.
It's all right, but like, yeah. Thanksgiving
good.
doesn't move me.
Let the turkeys keep running around outside.
Yeah, Dan was having fun until he shattered his wrist. Understandable. Yeah, still Jokic on the bench. They're getting him a...
Oh, my goodness.
Gross.
Never seen Trae Young do that.
You definitely have.
I've never seen Trae Young do that.
He tries some audacious passes from time to time. It happens to all.
That wasn't an audacious pass.
Yeah, but you know,
like he just
The result's the same. I'm sure Trae Young's accidentally throwing a ball off the backboard like that. All right, Dallas. Staying up front here, keeping the pressure on them.
I mean, this defense is absolutely horrible. You know.
DeAndre Jordan at the free throw line. This is going to be a sight to see.
Every ball handler can get 2 feet into the paint. And if you can get 2 feet into the paint, then you can score. Like, especially, you know, Lively's
He's a good finisher.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I know Cavs fans have kind of made him an enemy because of the rankings, but he is a good player.
Were you the one that wrote the Jared Allen rankings, or was that Corey? I think Corey did it.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I think it was Corey. Well, if you don't remember, you probably didn't write it. I think you wrote the Darius Garland one.
I definitely wrote a Darius Garland one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he's going back now.
They've actually gotten a pretty decent rest for Jokic.
Yeah, they had him on the bench there for a while.
I mean, he's still there.
Yeah. I thought I saw him walking up to the scorer's table.
Oh, there we go.
Now he is. Yeah, Dan's with me. He saw it. He was going to check in for Jordan, but
yeah.
Pal.
They intentionally fouled to get Jokic in, but they were in the penalty.
That's bad.
How stupid are you? That's so bad.
Yeah, that's rough. It's not that serious. You could have probably lasted one more dead ball.
Well, you could have just taken the time out.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they needed him in for defense. You know, rebound, or like after the next made basket for the other team.
DeAndre Jordan was cooking, dude. Just leave him in.
Yeah, you just gave up 2 points for no reason.
Yeah, in a close game, that's a rough move there. All right, here we go. Let's see if he can make it count. Run the offense through Westbrook. 3 threes in the fourth. Whoa!
What's the most he's ever had?
I feel like he's had some big games back in OKC, probably.
Yes.
Wouldn't be surprised if he had like 7.
2024 is the year of the Russ's cooking.
Give it to him. He's wide open. That's frustrating.
He's always wide open because he sucks.
And the dude just hit 3 in a row. Give it to him.
He'll give it to him.
Kyrie shaded up a little bit there. Yeah, he had a mismatch. He had to go to work. 1 point game.
You know that kind of reminded me of Mobley. I wonder if anyone's asked him if he's patterned his game after Mobley. 8 threes on January 5th, 2017.
Nice. Westbrook's playing good, dude.
Yeah, well, he's like hitting his shots. When he's hitting his shots, he just has extra energy.
You got to steal too.
I don't.
Whoa. All right, that's big. First lead of the night. Wow.
I don't know if that was bang worthy, Mike. We may be lowering our standards a little bit.
So Denver's getting some huge 3-pointers in the fourth quarter from non-shooters.
I mean, they're not going to get a 3-pointer from a shooter.
True. Okay,
That's
8 threes on January 5th, 2017. I should have said 8. I was thinking 8, but I said 7.
It's a lot of threes.
It really is. He was really balling in 2017.
I'm trying
Should
to
have been
think.
the MVP, but he was balling.
I hope nobody's doing the Cavs versus Nuggets challenge this year because they might die. Because it's how many points the Cavs score, or is it how many points they give up?
I think it's how many points they give up.
Okay.
Actually.
Well, then they may be more okay. But if it's how many points they score, they're going to have to eat like 160.
I think it's how many you give up. Dan, can you confirm the Cavs Nuggets challenge?
What are you going to do with a turkey you get at a basketball game?
We stumped Dan. First time for everything. Well, yeah, so is he just giving away a turkey?
Yeah.
I would be kind of pissed if I had to carry a turkey for the rest of the game. You put it under the seat? Oh, the ref's going to get one. Pump fake.
Rocky must have some good grip on his shoes.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to do a blog post about what shoes mascots wear. Because they have to do a lot. Like, they have to be versatile. They have to be able to be on the court. They have to be able to, like, be up in the stands. You know what I mean? Like, that's a, you know.
Well, Rocky
for a
was
lot.
going above and beyond. I've never seen a mascot climb. I've never seen Moondog climbing up the side of the arena like that. Just grabbing onto the railings.
I was a big fan when they would do that bit where, like, Moondog's doing something on the court and then, like, somebody in a squirrel mascot costume. That always makes me laugh. But they haven't done it this year. One of my favorite bits.
I like the guy who, you think he's a fan, and then he gets up and he takes off his shirt.
No.
There's a Cavs shirt underneath.
No.
He takes off his shirt.
No.
And Cavs shirt underneath.
Are you trolling me?
It's all right. It's cool.
You're talking about it because we talked about that with Chris.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, it's cool before you realize. That's
what's always funny is when you see it. Now that you know and you see it, and there's like everyone who's like, "Whoa, this guy's crazy," and then of course it eventually gets so obvious. Kyrie Irving, let's see what he's got down the stretch. I like Gafford. Fan of him. I wanted the Cavs to draft him that year. What was that, 2019, I think?
I have no idea.
I think it was 2019. I was hoping they managed to pick him up somewhere. I just remember he had like monster highlights in college.
Why does every time Jokic gets the ball, there's like somebody like who's like 7 inches shorter than him covering him? Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, 5-on-4. Don't give it to Russ. I feel like you could have done a lot better than a contested 3.
Could have got a better look there.
Yeah. What happened here? That was crazy. That was Sam Merrill-esque. He had that block. Who was it against? Holiday, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, because Garland and wasn't it Garland and Sam got a block in the same possession?
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a quiet game for Kyrie. I don't have the box score, but
well, we haven't talked about anything that he's done.
Yeah.
I think the only time we mentioned his name was when my cat came into the room.
Yeah, that was the highlight of Kyrie's night.
Yeah. Kyrie's looks asleep out there, just like my cat is currently asleep.
I mean, no Luka and a quiet game from Kyrie, and you might end up winning this game. We'll see. They could blow it, but
yeah, I mean, It's a quiet 17, 4, and 5.
Hmm. Jokic is so special, his touch. The way the ball dies on the rim like that, like on that free throw, one of the all-time great talents as far as just letting the ball softly touch the rim. Oh,
He missed a couple
to
free
touch the
throws
front of
today,
the rim,
though.
the inside of the rim.
Tony's here with a physics lesson.
Ooh, little push there on Jokic. Shoot it. See, Russell Westbrook was fighting intrusive thoughts right there. I guarantee it.
Well, he hasn't forced a shot like he easily
No.
could have. He
Yeah,
didn't. He didn't
it
give
would have
in.
been a better shot than what they ended up with.
He didn't give in to the Ty Jerome shameless heat check. I don't even know if Ty Jerome earned that first heat check, honestly. Like, he was having a good quarter.
Oh yeah, no. The first like step back that he took is wild. It was just deep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Insanely deep.
he had like 4 30-foot bombs. Three of the last 3-pointers were 30-footers. And he hit that one that you're mentioning was also 30 feet, I think.
He did have a couple threes, but it was like he hit 3 threes in a quarter. What was the call on the floor? Sorry, I was thinking about Ty Jerome again.
I didn't hear the call on the floor, but that definitely
MAVS ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great angle. That looks like it's touched by. That's touched.
By Jokic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike Green would be wrong then. That's touched by Jokic.
Should be Dallas ball, right?
It already right, but Mike Green
That's
was
what the
like,
call on the floor was.
does he though? The Nuggets in-game entertainment is pretty. Rocky is a 10 out of 10. Everything else has been pretty bad.
Okay, Lively touched it too. I think it's hard to. Oh no, I guess you see it. You can see his finger bend.
I think it's a little closer than Mike Green was making it out to be.
Yeah.
So does Rocky make it S tier? Just want some clarification.
Great play right there. Cavs fans know that all too well. If you're going to ignore a guy in the corner, make a timely cut.
Would love if anybody on the Cavs did that.
Okoro did it a couple times, like 3 years
shut
ago. They don't even need to do it anymore. Okoro's just a sniper now. Not much resistance there. It's got right to the basket.
I mean, that's how they have 110 points. There is no resistance. There's none. Like I was saying, you can get 2 feet into the paint anytime you want to against this team, or 2 feet into the NBA Cup trophy. Double. rotate.
He doesn't pass.
That's one thing. It is easier to double when you have Westbrook out there, not a good off-ball player, and
Bad
obviously
foul.
can't shoot.
I feel like Jamal Murray commits a lot of those fouls right there where it's like, if you're going to foul the dude laying it up, at least foul him hard enough so you can't
It's the worst.
convert the easy M1. Like, come on, man. You're already hitting him.
I feel like that's
trying to get out of the way, but it's too late.
That's a foul you make when you're tired and not thinking properly.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Because, like, anytime
just
you're
wrap him
tired,
up at that point.
Because anytime you're tired, you just do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like fatigued. So that's what I think that was. I don't know how many minutes he's played in a row, but that's what I would chalk that up to. You just don't have the same focus. I don't think Westbrook's got a shot the whole rest of the game. That's a big upset.
Swing it. Beat him. Oh. Great recovery from Lively to get back in there and send that shot.
There was.
Kyrie.
He's on the wrong wing. The right wings is the money maker.
Yeah, clear out. Here we go. Finally, someone gave him the ball. Should take a 3. You got to understand your game.
Yeah, understand your game. Never seen Jared Allen do that.
I've never seen Jared Allen block Russell Westbrook. Man, back-to-back huge blocks.
That was really close to a goaltend.
Yeah.
Now, was that goaltending?
I'd like to see a different angle because that looked very close.
It looked really close. Who would want to watch the Knicks play? Disgusting.
I was just going to ask, hey, that looks like a good game. We could watch that one together.
Disgusting.
I haven't watched them play. I don't think I've watched them play since.
That would be fun. I think the Cavs play Wednesday, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. I was going to say, I'm not sure if I've watched a full Knicks game since the Cavs Knicks, but I know they've turned it around offensively.
They keep getting these switches, and then they've done a really good job of like getting the switch, but then like the help defense has been phenomenal for the Mavericks.
Yeah, they've been helping off really well. Man, that was a great strip.
It was really all downhill from Mike Breen's unnecessary bang.
Yeah, he let it fly a little too early.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Murray is just – I'm assuming he's tired because, look, he's like backpedaling and he's already at the elbow.
That's what I'm saying. The defense has just been – the defense has been awful. Like, they're just getting 2 feet in the paint anytime. No resistance. No point of attack. No one stopping the ball. The ball's just going where the ball wants to go.
When you're picking someone up at the logo, you can backpedal. But by the time they get inside the 3-point line, you have to meet them at a spot and try to stop them. He just kept giving more and more ground until he was already in the paint. And I think you're right. I think that a lot of that is just fatigue. It takes a lot out of you to meet someone and give that resistance.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There's no resistance right there to lay up.
Yeah, these dudes are just
gets beat down the floor in transition. Bad foul right there. Why are you still backing up? You didn't make contact till he's already at the rim.
Yeah.
All right. Jamal Murray, though, for as much as we've been talking about him, he's hit some big clutch shots in his career. So let's see if he has anything for us.
He's not hitting one here today.
Yeah, let's find out. It's gonna prove you wrong. That's a good take. That's a nice play.
That was easy.
Easy offense right there.
They've been doing it in the G League where you only have one timeout in the final 2 minutes, but you do have like a half court reset. It makes the game go by so much faster. It's like these
timeouts at the end of the game.
These pros don't need you don't need to sit down and draw the play.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to bring to the NBA because the final 2 minutes of the game do just take way too long sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not like they're usually not drawing up stuff that they've like the coach isn't just like sitting there thinking like, hey, what if we did something we've never done before? Like usually it's it's usually stuff
we're
that
running
they
this
have.
thing that you're well aware of.
Yeah.
Or at least you should be. I would like them to do that, and I would also like them to add some sort of timer for the reviews, whether it's 30 seconds, whatever.
I think all the review stuff is overblown. It's fine.
I don't know. I think most reviews are fine.
The bad like the example like the one against the Lakers Warriors game last year. Yeah. That was like not like. That doesn't happen often. Anyways, all right.
The majority. Hey. Oh yeah, it's not good. All right.
A double. At least you kind of had some resistance at the ball.
Yeah.
Good double.
Good I like defense. This so far.
Good double. Just constantly doubling.
Oh, Murray again. Just lets him get right by. Another timeout. Let's go. I mean, if they show that replay, great defense for like 18 seconds, and then Murray just lets him turn the corner so easily.
Yeah, well, Murray sucks.
They made so many rotations there. There was no chance they were making another one. Look at this. Look at Murray.
I mean, Kyrie was wide open. Somebody had to get it to him, but yeah, he just blows by him. Like blows by with
disrespect to Najee Marshall, but I mean, come on,
no resistance. Yeah. Couldn't even force him back to the middle where he had help.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, to talk about the reviews real quick and get my take off. The majority of them are fine. It's the bad ones. You need a timer because if you can't figure it out in 30 seconds, then the call on the floor stands and let's play. I said it in the last stream in the Pistons game.
Like, good job with Jokic, good rotation, and then he just caught it. He was just like flat-footed when he started to come up there for the defense. Like you can't.
It's just bad play, man.
Yeah,
it's one thing if you're in a shooting slump or you're not scoring the ball like you usually do. It's all right, but this is stuff you got to clean up if you're a championship contender. And it's November, so I'm not
good foul.
Not being crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is just you expect better from a team like Denver. And
not this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why go back to the same play if you know they're going to foul Westbrook? And maybe they believe in him right now, but they kind of just showed their hand. If you didn't want this possession to come down to can Russell Westbrook make?
I mean, if you believe in Russell Westbrook, it is good because you're immediately no time's coming off the clock.
Yeah.
So that's good. But if you don't, if you don't believe in him,
Jokic on your team, maybe just give the ball to Jokic.
After they didn't give the ball to Westbrook for like the last 7 minutes after he had like a really good stretch.
And they said, get ready to hit 2 free throws, buddy.
They just like iced him out after that point.
Should he miss the free throw on purpose right here?
No, because it's a 4-point game. You got to make it a 1-possession game. Oh, geez.
I think he missed it on purpose. Hey,
All right.
let's go.
You got to foul
That's
Kyrie.
That's why you miss it on purpose.
Well, now this is really tough. Unless Kyrie misses one, they're just going to foul because you can't advance the ball.
Well, hopefully Westbrook's shooting him again because he'll miss it on purpose again.
Was
He's
the
good
best,
at doing that.
That was the best missed free throw. It just went straight down.
He's genuinely good. Remember the one with Steven Adams that he did?
Oh,
Don't pick up a sack right now, buddy. Come on. That was close.
That was a Draymond Green level wide berth.
Yeah.
What was he mad about? The foul?
I don't know. Maybe he thinks that they fouled him earlier in the backcourt. Is that what he's arguing?
I don't know. Have you seen Kyrie has missed like a clutch free throw, but it's like you hardly ever see it.
I don't get what he's arguing. Dude, that's
whatever he said there at the end there.
That's a tech for 99% of the NBA. I'll be honest. Okay, so that's what he's mad about.
Well, that could have been a free throw.
I will say I'm glad the ref held on to his whistle there.
Well, I think the ref said something. I think the ref upped the tension there.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, I'm glad that it's not being decided by a technical foul.
He escalated the situation. All right, so now they're just going to foul. As soon as he touches it, they're going to foul. They're not letting him. Oh no! Now they foul.
Okay, so you have to make the first miss the second. You have to.
Yeah, because you don't have a timeout. What a haircut.
They need to fix this. I don't like this at all.
It's been stupid. They haven't even done anything in the G League.
Yeah, they haven't tried anything.
So we're not close to a resolution on this.
Nice.
I like when they missed the first one more.
Yeah, because then you're like, damn. Yeah, honestly, he could have. Was that Jokic on the right side of the floor?
There was a lot of people he could have thrown the ball to.
Yeah, he
could have been a swing three.
You know they're trying to foul you. He's gonna make it on accident. Oh, what did I say?
I'm just receiving word that Donovan Mitchell got called for a lane violation.
I had a feeling Jamal Murray was going to mess this up.
He tried to do it too hard. You can't do it hard. It needs to be a soft miss.
Right. People try to throw it hard off the front of the rim. It's honestly better just to lob it up there.
Like you want to like hit the back iron. Yeah. Moon ball.
And if you're going to do the throwing it hard off the rim, you have to do the where you kind of trick everybody, where you pretend you're taking your dribbles, taking your deep breath, and then you just throw it up there real quick.
One thing, it's almost tougher to do it in a situation to foul up three when there's 3.8 seconds left and you got to go the full court because it's like
you don't want to give up a 3 shot.
Because the guy could be like legitimately make a case for like going up at any point. You know what I mean? Because it's
they
like
could get a heave up here. They might not even foul. Unless you foul immediately on the catch, but if you get any separation, I mean, here's what I'm doing. If I'm on the Denver Nuggets, if Christian Brown's out there, as soon as one of them comes near me, I'm heaving, I'm shooting it. It's got to go up soon, anyways.
It does have to go up soon.
And if they foul me, I get 3 free throws. If they don't, then I'm getting a shot at the rim.
Is he gonna miss it? No.
I would, don't have someone else inbound. Try to get it to Jokic.
Try to get it to Russ.
True.
Oh, geez.
The worst pass you could have thrown. I know I said get it to Jokic, but he was smothered. That is what it is. Dallas stays alive in the NBA Cup.
Dallas stays alive. Denver. Night.
It's looking dire. They're officially out of the NBA Cup.
Yes, they're done.
Unless they beat the next team by 50.
Well, they have 2 losses.
They can be the wild card if they win by like 500.
Yeah, but they still have 2 losses. Unless every other wild card team has 2 losses too, which that's probably not going to happen.
So no Jokic in the NBA Cup.
No Jokic in the NBA Cup. He was in the NBA Cup last year. No Russell Westbrook.
Well, that was a lot of fun. We've had 2 good games here. Me and Mike had a good game yesterday. This is another fun game.
Yeah.
It's been pretty great.
Yeah, we are taking Saturday off. So Dan, you can.
Yes.
you have a Saturday evening to yourself. But maybe you can just jump in someone else's playback room if you want. But thank you.
Gonna hold it down one way or another.
Thank you, Dan, for hanging out with us, and thank you to everybody else in the chat who hung out with us. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Brilliant Damage. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Lagu. I don't know how to say that. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. We really appreciate it. Everyone who participates in the chat, you guys are the best. You work, so it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Cavs are back.
Tony is back. I will not be here. Corey may be here. So yeah, thank you.
It might just be me, Dan, and Kiki hanging out.
Maybe. Who can say? So yeah. Hopefully with the webcam. Like, Dan, do not hold your breath. I mean,
I'm gonna shock the world.
I sent like 2 weeks ago. I sent him the address for the Best Buy in Parma, and he just hasn't gone.
I can find I can find the Best Buy on my own, I think. But
it seems like you can, because if you could, you would have. So, anyways, I've been trying, Dan. Like, I actually gave up.
I love when people count me out, man. That's when I become my best.
That's fine. Anyways, good game.
Great game.
Really quiet game from Luka. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Couldn't even tell he was out there.
But anyways, see you guys on Sunday. And
so see you guys on Sunday. Have a beautiful Saturday, and until next time.
I agree. Go Cavs. Dan beat me to it. Sometimes I stutter with things that start with I. Anyways, see you guys. Good night.